Thanks to the kaikaranga for the karanga. I declare this congregation to be in session. Please remain standing and join with us in singing the traditional graduation song, Gaudiamus, the words of which you can find on the screen above. Please be seated. E na waka, e na mana whakehi, e nei tae whā, tēnā koutou katoa. Kia orana, talofa lava, maluelelei, whakalofa lahi atu, taloha ni, whakatalofa atu, ni sabula, ni menhau, namaste, mahaba. That's a welcome to everyone, and a special welcome to the great student city of Palmerston North and Massey University's Manawatū campus graduation week. This is the second of our graduation weeks this year, and this week in Palmerston we have 5 ceremonies during which we'll recognise the achievements of some 1,310 students, and 45 of whom will be conferred with our highest academic qualification, a doctoral degree. Graduation Day is a day of celebration. It's an opportunity for your university, your whānau, family and friends to recognise all your hard work and success. Technology now makes it easier to share your big day with a much wider audience. And as with our other recent graduations, today's ceremonies are being streamed live on the internet. The only difference this year is the fact that you'll be able to view them on handheld devices. There's a link on the Massey homepage, and our audience includes just not the people here in the audience today, but people throughout the world. So let's just make sure the world knows how much we appreciate our graduates, so when they come across the stage, let us know how much you appreciate them. It will be a permanent record that can be accessed at any time for what I'm sure for many of you will be amongst your proudest moments. And while talking of recognition, it is important that you don't forget to say a big thank you to all those who have supported you and contributed to your success during your studies, your family and friends, and the faculty and support staff at Massey University. And just to make sure that you don't forget, I'd like you to join me in recognising them now. The ceremony that we're about to go through today is very traditional, having its roots in graduation ceremonies developed some 800 years ago. Traditions such as these fine robes that we wear, the capping, the mace, the singing of Gaudiamus, and the awarding of honorary degrees to outstanding citizens links us to the strong heritage of universities. Universities are institutions of higher learning in which the teaching and learning environment is provided by academics who are actively involved in the generation of new knowledge through research and scholarship. So you will all graduate today as the beneficiary of a university education. And as a university graduate, you will be critical to the future social, economic and cultural development of your communities. And that's a responsibility that you should not take lightly. As a graduation of Massey University, you will inherit the reputation of this highly regarded institution. That reputation has been built on the achievements of our past and current faculty and our past students. Evidence of the achievements of our faculty and alumni, like Sir Richard Taylor, Kate Sylvester and Sir Graham Hendry, just to mention a few, is all around us. Further evidence of the achievements of our faculty is reflected in Massey this year awarding its highest academic title that it bestows, that of Distinguished Professor, to 3 of our most internationally acclaimed academics. They are Professor Anne Noble of Wellington, Professor Paul Spoonley of Albany, and Professor Harjinder Singh of Manawatū. We pride ourselves on producing people who put New Zealand on the global map for its innovation, creativity, research and teaching. And we celebrate all of our can-do graduates who get out there and make a difference in the world. It's this track performance that allows us to rightly claim to be the engine that will drive the new New Zealand. And the number of accolades, awards, prizes and other recognitions received this last year by our current students and faculties indicates that our track record will continue to grow. We have a lot of faith in the future of New Zealand and the role that Massey will play in securing that future. We continue to make investments in our facilities and to adjust our programs to ensure that we provide both the very best working and learning environment for students and staff and to keep our qualifications relevant. In this regard, we have just repositioned our college structure here at the university. On January the 1st, Massey established its new College of Health across all 3 campuses. The focus of the college is very much in line with Massey's overall strategy of taking what is the best about New Zealand and the rest of the world and using it to tackle the big issues. And in this case, the unsustainable expenditure on health and medicines as the global population ages, particularly in the Western world. The college is about research and teaching that promotes the prevention of illness and injury, rather than treatment and cures. And we have recently welcomed on all campuses internationally acclaimed public health specialist, Professor Paul MacDonald, who will head the college, and he will be based at Albany. Also starting from the beginning of this year, the former College of Education has become an Institute of Education within the College of Humanities and Social Sciences. Pro-Vice-Chancellor Professor James Chapman, who championed the proposal for change and oversaw the consultation and decision-making process, deserves enormous thanks for identifying international best practice in teaching education and positioning Massey at the forefront of what New Zealand must deliver for the teaching profession. The Institute will be led by a world-class researcher in Professor Patricia Hardray, who will join Massey shortly. Just a couple of examples to indicate the efforts that go into keeping our degrees and programs relevant. The Digital Fabrication Laboratory, Fab Lab, in affiliation with the Massachusetts Institute of Technology, was opened last year. And this year, the College of Business will launch a trading room at the Albany campus to provide students interested in investment trading with a real-world learning experience using the same systems and data as the professionals. You should all graduate today rightly proud of your achievements, but you should also be honoured by the reputational mantle that you have inherited. And I challenge you all to go forward as Massey alumni to make your own contribution, to grow your own reputation, and in doing so, add further to the proud heritage that you are now part of. As part of your journey, we anticipate you will be coming back to us as you face that never-ending quest to keep your skills and knowledge up to date. And you can be assured that Massey will be there to meet that need, whether it be through a course of full-time study or part-time study through our world-class distance learning programs. Finally, I would urge you to stay connected with your alma mater and your university family through our active alumni association. So congratulations again to all of you. Do continue to work hard, but above all, enjoy yourselves. Nō reira, kātou iho nā manakitana, kia koutou, tēnā koutou, tēnā koutou, tēnā koutou katoa. By the authority of the Council of Massey University, I, Dr. Russell Ballard, Chancellor, will now award the certificates and diplomas and confer the degrees on those to be presented and on those in absentia.
Chancellor, the Program Director of Agri-Commerce, Associate Professor from the Institute of Agriculture and Environment, the Director of Teaching and Learning and the Academic Program Director will present to you graduates and recipients of certificates and diplomas in the College of Sciences.
Chancellor, I have the honour to present for the Diploma in Agri-Commerce the candidate I'm about to name, Christopher John Bedgood. Chancellor, I have the honour to present for graduation in the degree of Bachelor of Agri-Commerce the graduands I am about to name. Jessica May Chapman. Samuel Nicholas Flynn Cooper. Reese James Darby. Andrew William Drysdale. Hayley Maria Gilbert. Vanessa Susan Greaves. Fraser Samuel Thomas Hyam. Bridget Grace Lawn. Tyler John Martin. Kieran Scott McHugh. Stacey Ann Meacham. Shelley Marie Mello. Courtney Helen Nimmo. William Douglas Stewart Rowe. Jenna Helen Salisbury. Andres van Heerden van Niekerk. Matthew Owen Wood. Nathan John Wright. Chancellor, I have the honour to present for graduation in the degree of Bachelor of Agri-Science the graduands I am about to name. Hannah Emily Aston. Lucy Georgina Aston. Hamish Colin Nielsen Beard. Stephanie Christine Baker. Stephen Wayne Beattie. Jordan Cameron Berry. Byron Wilson Bird. Liam Thomas Bunnock. Scott Nicholas Cameron. Kelly Joelle Doretta Collier. Ross Patrick de Clifford. Nikki Francis Fields. Tony Mark Franson. Michael Gray French. Carla Elise Frost. Latham Richie Gibbons. Annalise Dawn Havel. Emma Jane Hinton. Jamal Abbas Howes Massey Scholar. Brad Collins Kilgour. Fraser John Knight. Gareth John Knox. Catherine Mary Lancaster. Rebecca Elise Malcolm. Lauren Denise McEldowney. Laura Simona McEwen. Ashley Allen Palmer. Rachel Mary Pearce. Monique April Porter. Jasmine Kathleen Robertson. Cameron Thomas Shaw. Hilary Rosanna Georgina Simmons. Trevor Wayne Solsberger. Rory Graham Sutherland. Courtney Alice Tiddy. Ashley Ann Trowbridge. Jenny Elizabeth Verdonk. Colleen Jane Webb. Aaron William Wright. Jonathan James Wright. Chancellor, I have the honour to present for graduation in the degree of Bachelor of Applied Science the graduands I am about to name. Fraser Robert Belgrave. Anthony William Johnston. Elizabeth Nixon Pollard. Chancellor, I have the honour to present for graduation in the degree of Bachelor of Environmental Management the graduand I am about to name. Jacqueline Marie Hahn. Thank you, Chancellor.
We'll now proceed with a conferment of the degree of Doctor of Science, honoris causa. Vice-Chancellor.
Chancellor, Professor Fraser Allen will read the citation for the award of the degree of Doctor of Science, honoris causa.
Chancellor, New Zealand derives over half of its export receipts from animal-based products, which makes the animal health and welfare status of our nation's flocks and herds of paramount importance. Optimising animal health and welfare is central to maximising productivity and ensuring New Zealand's reputation on the global stage. Veterinarians are society's trusted guardians of animal health and welfare, and this year Massey University proudly celebrates 50 years of veterinary science and education. It is therefore appropriate that today we mark the immense contributions of Mr. Donald George McLaren, Officer of the New Zealand Order of Merit to Animal Health, Massey University and the veterinary profession in New Zealand. Don McLaren spent the first 10 years of his life in Tauranga before his family moved to the suburb of Ōrākei in Auckland. At the time, Ōrākei had a number of horse blocks, some of which still exist today. It was in this environment that the young Don developed a passion for horses, which started when he was introduced to a horse called Toby by Watty Urquhart, a gentleman who was to make a great impression on Don in his formative years. In the school holidays, Don would ride the horse for miles through Auckland's eastern suburbs. I have it on good authority that he was so enamoured by Toby, he even used to pitch a tent and camp out with him. As a young teenager, Don took to track work, training racing thoroughbreds until around the age of 15 when he grew too big to be a jockey. His first desire was to become a veterinarian, but these were the days prior to the establishment of the vet school at Massey University, and unfortunately the cost of training at Sydney University thwarted his vocational aspirations. Instead, after completing his schooling at Auckland Grammar, Don worked in the equine industry as a pedigree writer before becoming an agent for May & Baker, an England-based pharmaceutical company. In 1958, Don made a critical, life-changing decision after his car broke down in the South Island. Frustrated by having to wait for a week to get approval from the UK to get his car fixed, he decided it was time to go out on his own. So he bought the car, fixed it himself, and in conjunction with business partner Jim Bowen, he founded an animal remedies company, Beaumac Laboratories. Beaumac was established at a time when human remedies, such as the penicillins, were becoming available for animal treatment. It was also an age when there was less regulation and competition in the industry. Over the ensuing years, an extensive product portfolio was amassed as the business evolved from an agency-based company to a company with a product range that was customised, developed and manufactured in New Zealand for the New Zealand market. Rochelle, Don's wife, recounted to me the extraordinary hours Don would work to make his company a success. Like most successful people, Don was single-minded in his pursuit to make Beaumac a successful company. Beaumac flourished, and prior to its acquisition in 2011 by the Germany-based pharmaceutical and agrochemical giant Bayer, it employed over 150 staff at its Manawatū headquarters. It was distributing over 200 products to 70 countries. Don's sons, Connell and Scott, both worked in the company, and at the time of acquisition, Connell had been managing director for 12 years. New Zealand's pastoral-based farming systems pose unique animal health issues that are not widely experienced on a global scale. Research and development played a key role in maintaining Beaumac's focus and its ability to keep ahead of the competition. In-house research capability was complemented by third-party collaborations, particularly with Massey University through Massey's veterinary school. Don was driven by the view that considerable knowledge existed within Massey, which could be leveraged to provide innovation and market-driven products. This has proven to be the case, and Massey has benefited by having a commercial, committed partner who had the ability, drive and track record to take ideas to market and provide a revenue stream to the university. In addition, the company was a useful sounding board for academics' new ideas. The relationship matured to the point that Beaumac supported a program of research into mastitis and dairy cattle within the Institute of Veterinary, Animal and Biomedical Sciences. This relationship continues with Bayer today. Over the years, numerous products have been commercialised as a result of the collaboration between Massey University and Beaumac. A recent example is AirSpot T, which combines an existing drug for the treatment of hypothyroidism, a common hormonal disorder in cats, with an innovative drug delivery technology. The concept was developed by Massey academic staff and now promises a substantial royalty stream back to the university. Several philanthropic gestures have been made to Massey by Don's company over the years, including financial support for building projects, training and development of staff, and sponsoring student events such as balls. Don's passion for horses and the veterinary industry has been demonstrated by his support of veterinary knowledge and its distribution throughout the country. Through his company, he provided the costs of production and distribution of the New Zealand Equine Research Foundation Bulletin, which contained the latest information on equine research. The publication was sent, free of charge, to approximately 15,000 New Zealanders twice a year. In addition, his company underwrote the annual BOMAC lecture series, where respected experts were invited to speak at multiple locations around the country. Last year, Don, through his trust, committed a significant sum of money to the New Zealand Veterinary Association for the purpose of enabling continuing professional development within the veterinary profession. In recognition of his commitment to education for equine veterinarians, Don was awarded honorary life membership of the Equine Veterinary Association, a special interest branch of the New Zealand Veterinary Association. The fact that a non-veterinarian was awarded life membership of the Equine Veterinary Association is testament to the regard in which he is held in this profession. In conclusion, Don McLaren's story is one of immense personal success, made all the richer by his dedication and passionate support for research and education in the wider community over the years. Chancellor, it is my great pleasure to present Donald George McLaren to you for the awarding of the degree of Doctor of Science, honoris causa.
Chancellor, I have the honour to present Mr Donald George McLaren, ONZM, for graduation and degree of Doctor of Science, honoris causa, of this university. We can sit you down again now, Don.
Thanks very much.
Thank
mate.
you.
It was well said.
We'll now continue with the conferment of degrees and the awarding of university diplomas and certificates.
Chancellor, I have the honour to present for the graduation in the degree of Bachelor of Science the graduates I'm about to name. Amanda Louise Allen. Christopher John Andrews. Catherine Ann Ashley. Anna Jane Barlow. Erin Jane Bocker. Samantha Jane Burke. Joshua Barry Brown. Emily Margaret Carroll. Catherine Ailey McLeod Carter. Michael Ronald Davidson. Reagan George Deere. Patrick James Delaney. Matthew Philip Cyber Dixon. Anna Rebecca Dedrickson. Jordan David Elmers. Emily Jessica Farquhar. Bronwyn Daisy Ferguson. Amanda Royder Ada Jo Fisher. Emma Louise Fitzpatrick. Elizabeth Grace Fox, Massey Scholar. Rose Georgina Gregerson. James Hanson. Savasti Nikki Rose Hartley. Stacey Johanna Jacoba Maria Hendricks. Kieran David Horton. Rebecca Mary Innes. George William Jensen. Donna Elizabeth Johnson. Suzanne Dana Jade King. Keishan John Kirkwood. John Donald Knox. Emily Margaret Coote, Massey Scholar. Joy Shi Yun Kuo. Nicola Letitia Law. Peter Margaret Larson. Cindy Louise Little. Darrell Marie Martin. Emma Louise Matheson. Michelle McCabe. Rachel Catherine McGregor. Jessica Kate McLennan. Rebecca Valerie McNutt. Zachary Thomas Milner. Daniel Benjamin Morimiri. Hayley Marie Mortelman. Nicole Louise Murray. Nikita Joy Myers. Brianna Charlotte Webb Nelson. Gaia Louise O'Hare, Massey Scholar. Craig Thomas Purvan. Jason Sean Peters. Chloe Koe Poon. Callum James Rees. Ben William Reeve. Claire Ariana Rewati. Brodie Derek Rouse. Peter Michael Selby. Emma Louise Simpson. Nicole Margaret Steele. Lee J. Alicia Tay. Mark Walter Underwood. Samantha Jane Urgett. Mark Thomas Wasney. Christopher Allen Webster. Rachel Jane Withington, Massey Scholar. Lauren Rose Wright. Melania Yuknevich. Thank you, Chancellor.
It's now my pleasure to invite the singer Jessie Stratford to present an item. Jessie's a young tenor studying a Bachelor of Music, majoring in classical performance at the New Zealand School of Music in Wellington. He's under the tutelage of the internationally renowned tenor Richard Greger, and Jessie is familiar with the audiences in Palmerston North, having attended Palmerston North Boys High School, where he took part in many of the school's musical productions. He's now a scholar with the T. Orpheus Choir of Wellington, who perform with the New Zealand Symphony Orchestra, and he's also attending the New Zealand Opera School. Jessie hopes to complete his degree with honours and then to continue his studies overseas at the Royal School of Music in London. Jessie will sing Till I Hear You Sing from Andrew Lloyd Webber's musical Love Never Dies. And Jessie will also be leading the anthem at the end of the ceremony. Jessie.
The day starts, the day ends, time crawls by, night steals in, pacing the floor. The moments creep, yet I can't bear to sleep till I hear you sing. Door, and in a haze I count the silent days till I hear you sing once more. And sometimes at night time I dream that you are there, but wake holding nothing but the empty air. And years come and years go, time runs dry, still I ache down to the core. My broken soul can't be alive and whole till I hear you sing once more. And music, your music, it teases at my ear. I turn and it fades away, and you're not here. Let hopes pass, let dreams pass, let them die. Still I ache down to the core. I always feel no more than halfway real till I hear you sing once
Thank you, Jesse. Very impressive voice. I'm sure you will achieve your ambitions with your studies. We will now continue with the conferment of degrees and the awarding of university certificates and diplomas.
Chancellor, I have the honour to present for the Graduate Diploma in Rural Studies the candidate I'm about to name, Carlette Ann Fernandez, with distinction. Chancellor, I have the honour to present for the Graduate Diploma in Agri-Commerce the candidates I'm about to name: Christopher James Tidy, Fang Wang, Chancellor, I have the honour to present for the Postgraduate Diploma in Agri-Science the candidate I'm about to name, Eduardo Antonio Sandoval Cruz, with merit. Chancellor, I have the honour to present for the Postgraduate Diploma in Environmental Management the candidates I'm about to name, Susi Abdiani, Samantha Aramugam, with merit. Patrick Benson Benosa Espanto, with merit. Afeli Fayaragi, Giletto Alavaran Mangasang, Brian Velasquez Ibanez with merit. Chancellor, I have the honour to present for the postgraduate diploma in science the candidates I'm about to name. Mohammed Naveed Anwar with distinction. Furun Joy Edatukaran. Lulu Hay with distinction. Nitu Jose. Chancellor, I have the honour to present for graduation in the degree of Bachelor of Agri-Commerce with honours the graduands I'm about to name. Sarah Crowfoot, First Class Honours. Michael Ainsley James Lawrence, Second Class Honours. Mark Robin Paulson, First Class Honours. Chancellor, I have the honour to present for graduation in the degree of Bachelor of Agri-Science with honours the graduands I'm about to name. Calvin Charles Ball, First Class Honours. Hannah Margaret Bruce, Second Class Honours. James Robert Burrows, Second Class Honours. Hazel Elizabeth Anna George, First Class Honours. Julie Beth Mickelson, First Class Honours. Chancellor, I have the honour to present for graduation in the degree of Bachelor of Environmental Management with honours the graduand I'm about to name. Michelle Karen Vincent, First Class Honours. Chancellor, I have the honour to present for graduation in the degree of Bachelor of Science with honours the graduand I'm about to name. Judy Hui Fong Lau, First Class Honours. Chancellor, I have the honour to present for graduation in the degree of Master of Agri-Commerce the graduands I'm about to name. Mika Tananje Apareo, First Class Honours. Jessica Florence Benseman, First Class Honours. Runhua Shah. Chancellor, I have the honour to present for graduation in the degree of Master of Science the graduand I'm about to name. Fei Chan, Second Class Honours. Thank you, Chancellor.
It's now my pleasure to invite Nobel laureate Professor Peter Doherty to address the graduands. Professor Doherty trained as a veterinarian, spent a decade researching infectious diseases of domestic animals, and has for the past 40-plus years been involved in basic biomedical research. He and his Swiss colleague, Rolf Zingermagel, shared the 1996 Nobel Prize for Physiology or Medicine for a discovery made at the John Curtin School of Medical Research and the ideas they developed. concerning the nature of cell-mediated immunity and transplantation. He is the only Nobel laureate in the world who's a veterinarian. Based at the University of Melbourne and also spending part of his year at the St Jude Children's Research Hospital in Memphis, he continues to be involved in research directed at understanding and preventing the severe consequences of influenza virus infection. In addition, he has interests in evidence-based reality relating to areas as diverse as children's vaccination, global hunger, and anthropogenic climate change. He was named Australian of the Year in 1997. He became committed to the public communication of science and has, while continuing his involvement with talented young researchers, written 4 trade books: The Beginner's Guide to Winning the Nobel Prize in 2005, A Light History of Hot Air, 2007, Sentinel Chickens, What Birds Tell Us About Our Health in the World, in 2012, and Pandemics, What Everyone Needs to Know, 2013. His next book will be on science in the public space. While he's visiting us in New Zealand, he'll be giving public lecture tour around the country, including Hawke's Bay and Taranaki. And this evening, he'll be giving a free public lecture here in the Regent Theatre at 5:30 p.m. Everybody's welcome to attend. And tomorrow he'll be visiting the Massey Manawatū campus to give a lecture to Massey staff. Professor Peter Doherty.
Well, I guess Massey really is an agricultural university, giving an honorary degree to a prominent horse breeder and getting a graduation address from someone who's written a book on chooks. The first thing to say at any graduation ceremony is congratulations. Congratulations to the students who worked enormously hard and graduated with considerable distinction, but also congratulations to those of you who have partied a lot and had a hell of a good time and have still managed to fool some of the people some of the time and scrape through. You've all learned important lifestyle lessons, and I'd leave it to you to guess which of you might make it into politics. With apologies to the Vice-Chancellor. You know, in the US, graduation ceremonies are known as commencements, and that really symbolises what a graduation is. It's the end of a beginning. It's the start. And just over 70 years ago, Winston Churchill gave his famous end of the beginning speech during, in fact, the Second Battle of El Alamein, which really turned the war. And it was the British Commonwealth forces that did that. And the day after Churchill gave his speech, the 5th New Zealand Infantry Battalion, Division rather, with the 28th Maori Battalion, actually did bring that battle to an end when they stormed a key pass and took 600 prisoners. Well, you know, those of us who are graduating from university, and when I graduated from universities, have had a lot less tough time than those guys did in the heat of North Africa. I graduated 20 years after Second El Alamein from the University of Queensland Veterinary School. And for me, as for you, that graduation is indeed the end of the beginning. The future may differ greatly from our expectations. In the word of the great US baseball player Yogi Berra, when you come to a fork in the road, take it. You can't explore 2 alternatives. You don't know where either will end up, quite frankly. Way back when I graduated, there were only 2 vet schools in Australia and New Zealand, Brisbane and Sydney. At least half the students were paid for by one or other government, the deal being that they'd work for the state departments of primary industries or in the New Zealand club practices. Most were male, and it was only when our New Zealand contingent arrived in Brisbane at the beginning of the second year that I realised that rugby is actually not a game but a religion, that all black has nothing to do with skin pigmentation, and that the haka transforms people who otherwise seem normal. Last year, those remaining from my graduating class who could still travel gathered in Brisbane for a 50th anniversary celebration. We finished the year before Massey University Vet School started, and I guess that was the end of the New Zealanders travelling to Australia, unless, of course, they were paying their own way for some reason. The graduates that returned from my year, there were just 14. Some are no longer with us, some couldn't travel. I was the youngest in the year, so I think I'm the only one who is actually still working. The only woman to return was the first private vet in the Northern Territory. Some spent years in large animal practice. Some were forced out of that by health problems due to infection or injury. It's a tough game, large animal practice. Others taught in universities. One retrained as a medical doctor. Two were business entrepreneurs. And all of us were cloaked in that physical disguise that age applies. But it was interesting because though we'd scattered to the four winds when we graduated, because we were all from all over Australia, from Southeast Asian countries under the Colombo Plan that was then in operation, and from New Zealand. Many of us hadn't seen each other for 5 decades, but when people spoke up, you recognised them, you remembered them, and you remembered their characteristics, good and bad. Since 1963, the demographics of veterinary education have changed enormously. Women everywhere you go to vet schools, and I've spoken at a number because I am the only vet to win a Nobel Prize, the women comprise more than half the graduating class. And there are 8 veterinary schools now in New Zealand and Australia. Small animals are now companion animals. Much of the work that was done by state vet laboratories has been privatised. And veterinarians train for various specialties and pass very demanding board exams. Our understanding of disease of domestic animals and wildlife is vastly improved. Surgeons, if the money is there, they can repair a broken bone in a horse, and fantastic things are happening. And it's always fun to visit modern vet schools because you see some very intriguing technology and approaches. My life, though, has been spent really as a research scientist. I worked on diseases of domestic animals for a decade and then spent 40 years in basic medical research. But whether we're talking about people, lab mice or cows, the reality of what we can do in the scientific sense has been totally revolutionised by technological advances over those 50 years. We were just at the beginning then. It's only in the 50s that Watson and Crick described the basic nature of DNA. And many advances like PCR, transgenics, and so forth are a consequence of that molecular revolution that has already started to transform our lives and will transform our lives in the future. Others result from progressive developments in key areas like computing hardware and software, laser detection systems and robotics. Increasingly, the different disciplines in science and engineering come together to provide novel approaches and solutions. There's an enormous collaboration and collegiality to science now that's bringing everyone together from all sorts of ways of thinking. And, of course, that's greatly enhanced by the internet, where you can put stuff online and people can access it from totally different backgrounds. In biomedicine, and that's as true of advanced agriculture, high technology-based areas like genomics, proteomics, glycomics are speeding the rate of discovery and identifying whole new sets of research targets. Those skilled in mathematics and statistics are in great demand as we confront massive data sets from systems biology, while the constant streaming from satellites, diver buoys and so forth has the same consequence for oceanographers, meteorologists and earth mappers. And of course, we have to avoid losing our statisticians and mathematicians to investment banking, where they're somewhat better paid. If you embark on a research career now, there will be no shortage of problems to address. The only issue will be whether governments can pay for it, as the cost of basic research, at least, always falls back on the public sector. Beyond that, though, new knowledge will open enormous possibilities for smart, science-trained entrepreneurs, and universities are increasingly bridging that gap between science and business skills. Over the past decades, progressive advances in surgical technique, organ transplantation, cancer chemotherapy, radiation therapy, drugs to alleviate hypertension and cholesterol deposition, vaccines against the viruses that cause, for instance, hepatitis A and B and so forth, have led to longer and healthier lives. But there are still major bridges to cross, and some of those are behavioural. People are eating themselves into obesity and diabetes, while the final result for too many is degenerative neurological disease, which is a very tough research problem. We have enormous challenges ahead of us, scientific, behavioural and medical ethical. The insights of scientists who go on to pursue other career opportunities in business, the law, politics, Year 1 to 12 education and so forth, will continue to be of enormous importance as we confront the challenges ahead. It's disturbing that a lot of our leadership group in society is not scientifically literate. That's particularly true in Australia. We seem to be led by lawyers and trade union officials, and it's not working all that well. Countries like China cannot feed their population, a situation that's likely to worsen with increasing climate unpredictability. New Zealand is in a great place in the long term with regard to this. It's being clean, green and highly productive, and also you have great access to clean and green energy. I'm tremendously impressed with the more than 200 windmills that you see as you fly into Palmerston North, and of course you have hydropower as well. So you're at the beginning of this revolution and doing very well with it. As you graduate and move on from the end of what is a solid beginning, there's something else you might keep in mind. Living in society, as graduates in the sciences and related areas, you're among the few people in general society who are scientifically literate and have been trained in those disciplines of analysis and investigation. So whether you're a school board member or in local government or just out and about in the world, speak up for an evidence-based view of reality. Speak up for those values that have been embedded in Western society since the Enlightenment and have led to the enormous advances we've seen over the last hundreds of years. You have to tread softly, don't tell people, but show people. But we desperately need informed, rational voices as we confront rapid change and manipulation, sometimes by those who profit from misinformation. Your university training will have taught you to think clearly and logically, and keep that focus. Be part of the solution. And in the long term, support your universities. All universities need broad support. There are many competing demands in society, and the university and higher education is one of the best things that we do. That's all I've got to say, and good luck for the future. Have a great time.
Thank you, Professor Doherty. Thank you for your informative, instructive and amusing address, and thank you for pointing out to our graduates, particularly this group of graduates, the importance of science and science knowledge to our future, the never-ending range of challenges and the importance of marrying science with other disciplines to tackle our problems. Thank you. We'll now continue with the conferment of degrees and the awarding of university certificates and diplomas.
Chancellor, I have the honour to present for graduation in the degree of Bachelor of Veterinary Science the graduands I am about to name. Ainsley Cyrenia Kate Alexander. Sarah Lee Alexander. Hannah Elizabeth Barton. Liam Stanley Borden. Caroline Elizabeth Benson. Sarah Marie Bird. Nathan Derek Brewers. Emily Jane Buswell, with distinction. Daniel David Cash. Cormac Sean Chalmers. Yong Ying Chua. Sarah Lena Clark. Mitchell Thomas Cooper, with distinction. Scott Anthony Dawson. Lauren Jean Dombrowski. Erin Frances Dowler. Stephanie Marie Downey. Mark Jeffrey Eames. Robert James Elton. Ben James Breach Finlayson. Amy Oratua Finnegan Ramanui. Alan Matthew Gaynor. Jane Rosemary Gilliam. Michelle Claire Gosling. Danita Stella Gracias. Kate Jade Griffiths, with distinction, Massey Scholar. Rachel Elizabeth Olivia Joan Griffiths. Tessa Kim Hancock. Lauren Rose Hanson. Catherine Alice Hayward. Meryl Tearaha Henderson. Charlotte Blair Hill. Bethany Grace Howarth. Philippa Kate Wright Johnston. Sandra Lee Knowles. Sue Tu Koo. Dina Lynn Larson. Neung Lau. Natasha Elizabeth Leamy. Alex Emma Lightfoot. Kezia Gillian Lockhart. Charlotte Louise Matthews. Fergus Ian McConnell. Anna Hilary MacLeod. Fiona Jean MacLeod. Elizabeth Ann Nelson, with distinction. Jessica Elizabeth Nichols, with distinction. John Jeffrey O'Brien. Julie Ann O'Connell, with distinction. Sarah O. May Ting. Jessica Grace Payton. Emily Leisher Pua. Emma Marie Ruth Rain. Jessica Lee Rainey. Catherine Elizabeth Reeve, with distinction. Lucy Jane Russell. Jessica Nicole Salisbury, with distinction, Massey Scholar. Tatiana Smith. Lewis Allen Sparrow. Elise Honora Stewart. Troy Nicholas Stiles. Olivia Grace Sutton. Susanna May Taylor. Micah Sophie Taney. Danielle Linda Thompson, with distinction. Shannon Thompson Lang. Renee Shirley Trestrail. Marlo Gerda Agath Van Geel. Melanie Ann Veazey. Sarah Jane Monique Vincent. Jordan Samuel Vlasov. Nerily Fiona Wall, with distinction. Lyndon Warwick White. James Harold Wickham. Tammy Isabel Wilson. Gemma Marie Withers. Jonathan Tek Wai Wong. Yat Phai Matthew Robert Young. Chancellor, I have the honour to present for graduation in the degree of Bachelor of Veterinary Technology the graduands I am about to name. Melissa Eileen Conroy. Ursula Frances Dorunsky. Ellen Teresa Flavel. Laura Jane Greening. Hevidivaje Sulati Gunaratne. Jamie Lauren Iddles. Alicia Elizabeth McIntosh. Kira Prime. Margaret Ella Rutherford with distinction. Alicia Wei Cheng So. Rachel Lee Watts with distinction. Olivia Lauren Young. Chancellor, I have the honour to present for graduation in the degree of Master of Veterinary Studies the graduand I am about to name. Kaylin Alice McBrearty. Chancellor, the degrees are also conferred and the certificates and diplomas also awarded to those who are in absentia. Thank you, Chancellor.
Chancellor, we now reach the point of our ceremony where we mark the achievements of our doctoral students. We're meeting 45 of them during this week, and we'll meet 8 of them during this particular ceremony. To the graduands, can I say you are here obviously because of your talent and your passion, but it has been our privilege as a university to offer you the opportunity to pursue your studies. We're going to follow your progress with interest, and we ask you to stay in touch with your university in the future. Chancellor, I have the honour to present for graduation in the degree of Doctor of Philosophy the graduands I am about to name. Folu Shaw Doris Adeyinka. The placenta has a key influence on fetal growth, yet placental development during bovine gestation has been relatively poorly described. Ms. Adeyinka developed a new ultrasound and microscopic method in order to examine changes during gestation. The study resulted in wider knowledge about the placental development in cows, which could benefit the New Zealand dairy industry. Dr. Adeyinka. Thomas Stewart Brownlee. Dairy herd reproductive performance has been declining internationally. Mr Brownlee therefore undertook a national dairy herd fertility study across New Zealand. The results will enable the industry to improve both reproductive extension programs and monitoring of dairy herd reproductive performance. Dr Brownlee. Elsa Louise Flint. Barking is a worldwide dog behaviour problem. Ms Flint investigated this problem in New Zealand using field studies and a retrospective analysis of cases of problem barking presented to her animal behaviour clinic. Her results make a valuable contribution to our understanding of barking as a social problem and elucidate potential management and prevention strategies, and I want to use them for my dog. Dr Flint. Chin Louis Fu, doctoral scholar. Ground cover plants are used to suppress weeds in urban environments, but little research has been conducted on their use. Mr Fu uncovered the characteristics that are desirable in ground cover species used for suppressing weeds. He found that integrated systems using a combination of ground covers, mulches and occasional selective herbicides provides excellent weed control in urban areas. Dr Fu. Natalie Kathleen Pickering. Fly strike is an animal welfare and health problem affecting sheep both in New Zealand and worldwide. Ms Pickering investigated the potential for breeding for fly strike resistant sheep via reduced dagginess. Her results will help reduce fly strike prevalence in New Zealand and will significantly improve farmers' profits. Dr Pickering. Gajinthiran Sinnathambi. Blood-sucking worms that live in sheep stomachs cause production losses in sheep farming. Mr Sinnathambi investigated the different types of bacteria they contain. He was the first to identify two unexpected types of bacteria that could be used to develop an alternative method for controlling parasitic worms in sheep. Dr Sinnathambi. Payamas Tancha Roanrat. Increases in the costs of sources of energy in chickens' diets means that there is a need to better understand the digestion and absorption of the fats used in such diets. Ms Tancharoenrat investigated the factors affecting fat digestion in poultry. She found that the use of energy and the digestibility of fat were affected by broilers' age, the type of fat, the cereal, and the concentration of calcium in the chickens' diets. Dr. Tancha Roanrat. Selah Umayo. Worms are one of the main causes of reduced meat and wool productivity in farmed animals. Mr. Umayo investigated amino acid metabolism in 2 life cycle stages of 2 important parasites found in sheep's stomachs. Some novel enzymes were identified and results suggested that they can be used as candidates for vaccines against these parasites. Dr. Umayo. Chancellor.
At the conclusion of this ceremony, guests are requested to remain in their seats until the processions have assembled in the foyer. I declare this congregation to be adjourned. Please join with us in singing the national anthem, led by Jessie Stratford, the words of which are printed on the screen. Please stand.